Hello, my lovelies. Welcome to my Get Ready With Me. And I'm just going to talk about, while I do my makeup, how crazy it is the things that I want in life and my dreams and my goals have changed now that I'm in my 30s versus my 20s. So let's get into it. If I'm being honest, I already started my Get Ready With Me. I already did my skincare, I already did my primer, I already did my concealer, I already did my foundation. So we're at where we're at. But if you're new here, I grew up pretty well off. My family did really well and still does very well in life. So there's not really a lot of things that I can think of growing up that I wanted that I didn't get. Not because I was spoiled, because my parents did instill in me and my siblings a very hard work ethic and drive and motivation and goals and prioritizing all the important things in life, education and stuff like that. So we had to earn everything we got, but I don't recall ever not getting something that I wanted. So there's that. And with that being said, and with the area that I grew up in, which is predominantly white, decently wealthy, all that kind of stuff, material items were a big deal. And I found myself kind of being very materialistic at a young age and teenage age. And it actually lasted into young adulthood for me. Oh my gosh, I'm so terrible at doing my makeup. No one judge me. Don't. I do the best I can. So material items, I had a great desire for, because like that would make me happy. Those are the things that I want. That'll bring me the happiness and the joy that I'm wanting. And it took a long time before I realized that was not the case. Prioritizing things over relationships, over career, over faith, not the way to go. And that wasn't until maybe my late 20s that shift kind of changed for me. So early on in my 20s, I wanted a huge house and I wanted the nicest new car. I wanted a sports car. I had this dream of having this huge 7-bedroom home, and I'd have all these animals and I'd have a maid and a cleaner and all these things. And that's what I felt like I needed to work towards. That's what I felt like I needed to attract when it came to dating in a man. I wanted to make sure that someone I was dating had the same expectation or wants, desires out of life that I did, because that's the life that I felt like I wanted to live, this huge, grandiose, rich, lavish, luxury life. And as I got older, as I got married, I had my second child, things just drastically changed for me. I feel like because I had my son, I'm not doing my makeup. I'm going to take forever. Good God. Oh my God. I need to blend this out. Hold on. That's a little better back. So as I was saying, when I had my son, I was very worried about not being able to provide the lifestyle that I had and grew up with to him. So it was really important to me that my partner, someone that I even considered dating, could bring to the table all the things that I wanted out of life, or could provide the things that I wanted out of life, because that's the only way I thought I would be happy and fulfilled, if that makes sense. And when I had my son, I was so young. I had him when I was 20, and I was also still in school. I was still in college. I hadn't graduated yet. And yet my priorities were take care of my son, finish school, and get to a place and get to a career that can provide me the money that I need to do the best I can to provide and maintain the lifestyle that my parents provided for me. So because that was a priority of mine, it really limited my dating pool. And I actually hated dating. I hate being hit on. I hate flirting. I'm so awkward. I'm so weird. I hate it. So with that being how I approach dating, and the fact that I already had a limited dating pool because he's got to make 6 figures, all these things, because I wanted to make sure I could provide that and someone could help me provide that for my son and myself, obviously. As I got older and my son got older, my priority started to shift more towards him and his career. And it put me in a place where I had to facilitate his career, because he was a child model and then now a child actor. So with me being in that position, I was forced to prioritize his career, his goals, his needs over my career, my goals, my needs, even though I felt like me prioritizing my needs would get him his needs. Young parent, I don't know. Like I said, I had him when I was 20. And then after I had my daughter, because I had her when I was 29, so big difference there. And the level of patience and the level of nurture I had with my daughter was different with my son. Not that it was more, not that it was better. It was just different because I was older. I was more mature. I was not as stressed and anxious about life and goals and other things that I felt like I need to prioritize to provide the lifestyle that I wanted for myself and my kids. it slowed everything down for me. And it was like, what's important are my kids. What's important is my family and nurturing this and growing this. And then that's when a really big shift started to happen in my life. And that shift was from material items to legacy, essentially. I was like, instead of the huge home with all the bedrooms and the luxury cars and stuff like that, my dreams and my focus started to shift towards, no, I want to have land. I want to have a family compound. I want to grow and raise my own food. I want to prioritize my children's education, and I want that to come from me. I want to provide that myself. I don't want to send them to school. Huge, when I say huge shift, huge change in what I wanted out of life. Crazy change. Give me the land. Like that would bring a sense of ownership and legacy for my family, that we could maybe spread out over that land and have our own community. And now, it doesn't mean that I did not want material items anymore. Oh my God, I cannot do this while recording. How do people do this? What am I doing wrong? I was saying that doesn't mean that I don't want material items. It just means that they're so far and few in between. It's so rare. And the level of care or desire for any material item is nothing compared to the absolute joy it would bring me to have 50 acres of land right now to start a family compound and have all the animals I want and all the kids I want and all the room that I want. It's so different. If you would have told me I would have felt this way in my 30s and my 20s, I would have thought you were delusional, because I'm sorry, what? Grow my own food. Take care of my own food, like cattle and stuff? I would absolutely not. I'm too cute for that. I hopefully too rich for that. You know what I mean? And someone else can do that stuff for me. But no, now I have more of an appreciation of where my food comes from, what I put into my body, what I put into my kids' bodies. It's just so different. And that came with maturity, that came with age. And I don't know, I just find that so insane, the shift, because if you would have known Lexi from teenage years to young adult, you couldn't tell me nothing. I was on my way to being a basketball wife or something, an NFL wife. I was going to have the big home and the cars and the vacations and all the things. And that's where I honestly thought I wanted. And that's what I was open to only. And it wasn't until that shift happened for me in my late 20s, after I had my daughter, that just my priority and my mind just opened up to so many things. And honestly, a lot of education too, self-education. No one make fun of me, but I don't feel like, honestly, I don't know, you tell me, but I don't feel like, I just blend this out with my finger. Like I said, I'm not great at my makeup. I just do what I can. The other side really quick. Let me just do that really quick. Sorry if that was blurry. God, ADHD, what was I saying? I don't know if it's just me, but self-education was not super high on my priority list. And when I had my daughter, I found myself, mainly from my husband, honestly, because he is always on a pursuit of education of something, but just researching everything, to food products, to just lotions, what we put on our body, to scents and perfumes and how that can disrupt your endocrine system, just like so many things. And my priority started to shift to, I want to make sure that I'm doing everything I can to provide the safest and cleanest lifestyle for myself and my kids. And I also want to prioritize being the main source of my kids' moral compass, essentially, because my son, who's 13, teenager, with his little friends and their opinions and the opinions they adopt from their parents or from TV or YouTube or whatever else, I want to be able to be in a place of where my children see me as the greatest source of direction when it comes to guidance about anything that matters or any question they may have, or just, I want them to be able to come to me about anything. And I really do feel like that if that is something that I want, I've got to prioritize that in a way where I am able to facilitate being with my kids as much as humanly possible, so I can nurture that type and level of relationship, if that makes sense. And that was not 20-year-old Lexi, guys. I wanted a nanny. Honestly, I wanted an au pair because, God, I need to blend this out. Oh, other one. Got it. I'll blend this out a little bit more. Honestly, I wanted an au pair, which is a live-in nanny. I didn't want more than 2 kids because I was like, that's too much. I don't really like kids. So I was like, nope, I don't want a lot of kids. That's a lot of responsibility. I want them to be out of the house as soon as possible so I can get back to my life and what mattered to me. Priorities have changed and shifted so much, and I feel like for the better, ultimately. I wonder how many people can relate to that, honestly, because I know I can't be the only one. Who I am now, who I was 10 years ago, and the things that I wanted and felt like were important are drastically different today. I feel like if you're evolving, if you're growing, that's the case for everybody, right? I don't know, maybe. Oh my God, Jesus. Oh, that's aggressive. I'm trying to think if I should do eyeshadow or not, or if I should just be a little bit more natural. I'm kind of shiny right now from the setting spray, but let's be more natural today. I've just recently gotten back into tubing mascara. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's essentially mascara that makes your eyelashes look like they have extensions, and I love it. And it's awesome. And I'm using e.l.f. lash extender, but just want to throw that out there. So here are my lashes now. I really should do the eyelash curler, but I don't know where I put mine. So I don't know that. Oh my God, look at that. Do you see that? Do you see the difference? I love it. This mascara is everything. Those are the final lashes, which I absolutely love because I am a lash extension, big lash girly because I have huge eyes. So I need to have, I like drama around my eyes. So this is the final makeup. I'm going to do my hair off camera really quick and then wrap this up because my family's waiting for me to go to Costco. I am back. I did my hair. This is actually kind of cute. I like it. I did like this little twist out thing and it actually worked out. It looks really good. I'm very proud of myself because I don't really know how to do my hair. But when I put forth a little effort, it looks pretty decent. I do need to get it cut though and shaped because this isn't really giving fully what I'm wanting it to give. But anyway, let me wrap this up because I already got yelled at by my toddler because she wants to get to Costco to get those samples. So I just wanted to do a short little video and talk about just that growth point, that evolution point that I experienced in transitioning from 20s to 30s. And I don't feel like I'm the only one. I know there's people out there who thought your life will look a certain way. You wanted your life to look a certain way. And then life happened, experiences happen. And then you're like, priorities change. And what you want out of life changes. And that's okay. I feel like that's a good thing. That's something that should be celebrated. That's something that I feel like people should take stock of, note of. Hey, I've grown in more ways than one. Just look at what I wanted in my 20s, what I went after, what I thought would bring me happiness and bring me joy. And now I'm here in this new chapter and it does not look like what I thought I wanted it to look like. And I don't know, I just feel like that's a beautiful thing. And I'm proud of myself for growing. Okay, bye lovelies.